Hey, y'all. Man, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, I need this sideburn to get correct. Yeah. I'm going to start sharing. Y'all share. Man, I'm on the road. Um, and I'm adjusting because I don't have my lights and stuff with me. So if we look a little grainy on Facebook, it's okay. It's just my lights are not here. Um, let me let me share real quick. Thank you, 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 man, thank you, 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 thank you. There's somebody that needs to connect to the devotional today. Do me a favor. Um, Share this with them, please. Um, I'm excited. And here's why I'm excited because I know that God is getting ready to show up and be God in our lives. This morning when I woke up, I just kept hearing in my spirit elevation and increase. And I'm going to give you and share what he shared with you, but I want to give you a little bit of my testimony. So, Judah has been playing on a Puma circuit, which circuit ball is like the highest level of AAU ball. You have Nike circuit, Puma circuit, Adidas circuit, and we have been playing on the Puma circuit. And we qualified to be number 6 in the nation within our age on the Puma circuit. Yesterday, we get into a battle. I'm talking about a battle. All game, it looks like they are leading us by 20 points, 10 points, 15 points. These boys are big, these boys are strong, these boys are good. But all of a sudden, there was like a turnaround. There was just like a turnaround. And we just started chipping and knocking, just knocking at the points, keeping them from scoring. And we get to the end, and y'all, we lose. But it feels like such a win. It was 65-63. Judah had 23 points, 13 rebounds. It's the best game I've ever seen him play in my life. And when I get up this morning, I'm I'm starting to understand that a win is still a win when God is in it. Woo! Thank you for saying that. Like a win is a win when God is in it. And so on the scoreboard, it's 65-3. They beat us like to the nth, to the end, to the nth, to the end, to the nth. But this summer, the Lord had given us a word for our household for Judah's summer ball, right? This is our last weekend with travel ball. He has a special camp he's been invited to. But God gave us a word for the summer. And Judah's word for the summer was endure. Now, I want to share something with you. Can I share this? 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, and this is deeper than you know. 2 days before we were to leave for Richmond, Virginia, which was another part of our tournament, Judah got kicked off the team. 2 days before the last two big tournaments, Judah got kicked off the team. And I'm just going to be honest. Normally, I would like there have just been some issues before, and normally I would be like, it is what it is. We gonna move forward. But in this particular instance, the Lord had told me to stand. I don't have to, I'm not going to discuss why he got kicked off the team. Everything is good between the team and us. We good. All issues have been resolved. But the Lord had told me to stand. Like, don't be worried about what you see. Don't be frustrated in the moment. And now I'm going to tell you, I went in flipping tables. I did. But when I got to yesterday and I got to this morning, I'm going to give you, listen, I'm going to give you what he gave me. And he starts speaking to me about elevation and increase. Your endurance, is just as much a part of your process than the win. What God is developing you is just as much as part of the process than the tangible thing that you are looking for God to do. The development of your character and your nature. When we were meeting with the coaches, when they were trying to make the decision on whether or not he was supposed to leave the team, oh, I just stood on facts. I didn't stand in emotion. I just stood on facts. Your endurance, and I'm gonna give you a couple verses in Bible verses for you to hold on. So when we get to, now mind you, last weekend, now mind you, now mind you, last weekend, Julia, now mind you, last weekend in Richmond, he had a double. Judah put up college numbers last weekend. Judah put up college professional numbers yesterday. Judah's character has been developed all summer long. It has been way more than the win. When we get to the game yesterday, Judah played so well. When I got up this morning, the Lord started speaking to me about elevation and increase. Come on. Kimmy Billings said confirmation. Thank you. Kelly said confirmation for her as well. Come on, y'all, keep sharing. When I don't know why numbers get low on Friday, and it's not about the numbers, but it's the people that we're supposed to connect to. This devotional should be connecting to 1 million people, like for real. I know it's supposed to be there. So when I get up this morning and the Lord starts talking to me about elevation, ooh, and increase, ooh, and tells me that the elevation and the increase is not in the win. It's not just about the win. It's not just about the win. And if you're just looking for the win or the tangible thing, you're going to miss what God wants to do for you in this season. So this is what elevation means. Ooh. Elevation refers to the height. Ooh. Ooh. Elevation refers to the height of a location above a fixed reference point. I'm finna run. See, I got space to run. I can get up and run. It won't hurt nothing in here. Elevation. I need you to put this in your notes. I need you to hear what I'm saying. Elevation refers to the height of a location above a fixed reference point. Ooh. Thank you. Thank you. Melisha said this word was sent for her. Listen. You got to listen to what I'm telling you, right? So it looks like we're losing, but the word for our household, because it's personal, it is spiritual, was endurance. The word for Judah with this summer was endurance. Elevation refers to the height of a location above a fixed reference point. A fixed. Now, either you set the reference point, you fix the reference point, you establish that this is the point. My God. You establish that this is the point. Someone else established that this is the point. Someone establishes that it's about the win. Someone establishes that it's about the job. Someone establishes that it's about the promotion. Ooh. Elevation refers to the height of a location above a fixed point. Ooh, come on. The height of a location above the fixed point, right? The whatever the reference point, whatever the standard that has been set, whatever has been established, when God brings promotion, elevation, and increase, and I need to be very clear, elevation and increase only happen through God. Through God. This means that you are being positioned in something higher relative to whatever point you have as a point of reference. It's bigger. It's big. It's exceedingly abundantly above. It's not just about the win. It's not just about the promotion. It's not just about the finances. Elevation is above the fixed reference point. Come on. Yeah, come on. I'm going to give you some so that you understand, so that you stop looking at your losses as losses, so that you stop looking at your losses as losses. Because what's happening in your life is going above the fixed reference point. See, a fixed Shakira said this is for her. A fixed reference point. Ooh, a fixed reference point is a reality that we have established in our mind. Ooh. Come on. Come on, go with me for a second. Isaiah 55. I'm reading out of the Message version of the Bible because that's what the fixed point could be based on your experiences. God, I thank you. The fixed point could be based on the examples that you have before you. The fixed point could be based on someone else's success in business. The fixed point could be based on the limitedness of your experiences. See, the Lord has been teaching me a win is a win, and when we accomplish what He set out for accomplish. Remember, we decided that we wanted to live out our books. Ooh. So everything that's happening for us in our life is working together for the good of those that love the Lord. You don't lose. Ooh. You don't lose. Come on, write that in your notes this morning. I don't lose. I don't. You don't lose. You don't lose in kingdom. You gain. I'm gonna give you your big verse. You don't lose. You don't lose in kingdom. You gain. And even if you're having to let something go in this season, it's so that you can get above the fixed reference point that you or someone else may have. I'm finna run. It's so that you can get above the fixed reference point that you or someone else may have placed on your life. Come on, I gotta see this. I gotta see this thing differently. I gotta see God is not taking anything away from me. He is only adding to me. Sometimes what I need in the moment is the right exposure. Sometimes I just need to be in the right environment. It may not be that someone, let me tell you something. When I got promoted to teach full-time at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, my boss sent me on an assignment that was supposed to be for him. I was just going to a meeting to sit in the meeting. I didn't have to add anything to the meeting. I didn't have to do anything in the meeting. All my boss said to me was, go show up to the meeting. At that moment, I was I was working a program manager position for the University of Arkansas at Little Rock, Mid-South, in a prevention program, a drug prevention program. But I know that I am called to teach. But it looks like everything that's working for me doesn't point towards the desire that I know that God has placed in me. So I have set myself in a fixed reference point to have a job right? That to have a job, to have some kind of income, to have some kind of health insurance, to have some kind of benefits. It was not the wrong thing to do at that moment. Ooh, it was not the wrong thing to do at that moment. It's just that God was going to use the moment of fixed reference point. Because can I tell you something? A little bit I had begun to settle. Well, at least I got a job. At least it's in management. At least my resume had a skill set. But God has something else for me. So as I am working my job and my boss sends me on assignment to a meeting that I have to say and do absolutely nothing. He just tells me it's going to be good food and I like good food. So I go to the meeting and I'm sitting in the meeting and this man that is sitting next to me or a few tables up gets up, walks over to me and says, "Who are you?" And I tell him, and he said, "Tell me your background." And so I have a master's in gerontology. I'm in a PhD in gerontology at the University of North Texas. And he says, "Oh, really?" And I'm like, "Yep." Ever interested in teaching? Absolutely interested in teaching. He gives me his card. I give him my card. I walk away. Because remember, elevation is positioning you to get above the fixed reference point. I'm finna go. Elevation, God's elevation, not man's elevation. God's elevation is positioning you to get above the fixed reference point. This is why you cannot lean into your own understanding in this season. This is why in this season, in all your ways, you got to acknowledge him so that he can direct your path. This is why you have to understand Isaiah 55, 8 and 9. Ooh. It says, "I don't think the way you think." Ooh. He said, I don't think the way you think. The way you work isn't the way I work. For as the sky soars high above earth, so the way I surpass the way you work. God is designed to surpass the way you work. Ooh. Sorry. God is designed to surpass the way you work. God is designed to surpass your understanding. God is designed to blow your mind. God is designed to go exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think. Whatever your reference point is, the place that God is going to take you is beyond your fixed point of what you can conceive. I'm telling you that I'm living the life that God has planned for me. It does not make sense right now. My life do not add up. My life do not make sense. But what God is teaching me to do is to endure above the fixed reference point that I have either set for myself or something in my environment has told me that this is where I'm supposed to be. Ooh. So the man gives me my card. I get his card. This meeting is probably in April or May. What I don't know is that God is about to elevate me and increase me into the next season of my life. And all it took was me obeying my boss and going to a meeting. This is why your surrender is so important in this season. This is why it's not about your understanding. This is why it's not about your will, but it's about his will be done. This is why it's not about having your way and proving to people that God is with you. There'll be blessings that you receive in this season that God won't even let you share with nobody. Like, it's not that they can't see it, that they may not run up on you, but when we look at his thoughts are not our thoughts, his ways are not our ways, we are looking at the difference between human reasoning and God's infinite wisdom and understanding. God's infinite wisdom and understanding goes beyond your human reasoning, goes beyond your capacity, goes beyond what you think you can hear. You do not get to see and hear everything, or you would not live life by faith. Nobody is that prophetic. Nobody knows everything. Isaiah 55:8 suggests to us that God's plans are perfect. The way is perfect for you. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care if you're learning how to leap over walls. I don't care if you're learning how to climb mountains. I don't care if you're in the valley right now. I'm telling you that God's ways are perfect for you. Woo. Remember, I told you the other day that this is a trust. Woo. That so many of us have trust issues. We are so self-independent. We have learned to trust ourselves, but not properly learned how to trust God. This is a trust issue. Will you trust God when it looks like you don't get the W, when you don't get the win? But really what you're doing is being placed in a position for elevation and increase. So in May, I meet the man. In August, I get a call, not from him. In July, maybe July, I get a call, not from him, but from his boss. Ms. Johnson. Yes, sir. I'm Dr. Orr, who is gone to be with the Lord. Yes, sir. Do you remember meeting Ebote? Yes, sir. Are you interested in teaching any gerontology classes? Yes, sir. Will you send us your resume? Yes, sir. Hang up the phone. The Lord says to me, call him back and ask him if this is a full-time teaching position. Call Dr. Orr back. Dr. Orr, is this a full-time teaching position? Yes, ma'am. Are you interested in a full-time teaching position? Yes, sir. Can I tell you something? Because the Lord gave us a word this weekend about advance, that he was advancing, that he was accelerating. When I was in that season of my life, because that was a particular season of my life, in August the 1st, I did not hear from them. Ebote calls me and says, hey, can you come meet with me? I call my boss because I'm not hiding anything. I call my boss. He says, can you come meet with me? Yes. Can you bring your credentials? Yes. Talk to my husband. He was concerned because it will be a drive to Pine Bluff. And I said, and I knew what was average salary for master's level, because I'm not finished my PhD, for master level people at that time. I knew what the fixed reference point was. You gotta trust God with your life. I know what the fixed reference point was. So I go in and we talking, and we're not even talking. I'm not even in an interview. I'm sitting at his desk, and he simply says to me, what salary would you need for this position? And I name my number. Because favor brings increase, promotion. See, favor will do more for you than the favor of God would. I name my number. He says, okay, I'm at master's level, coming in, making what they offer PhDs. This is my season. This is my season right before I come into LMJ Ministries full time. If I had made the position that I was in the fixed reference point, I would have missed what God was doing in my life. If I would have gave up on what God was saying, if I would have set the standard instead of letting the Holy Spirit lead me into uncomfortable places. Because I need to tell you something else about elevation. Because this is the problem with most of us. When elevation is occurring, woo, the air pressure, woo, and the oxygen molecules, the volume of unit of air, the physiological effects on the human body occur when elevation occurs. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're gonna be uncomfortable because when elevation occurs in the natural, you experience shortness of breath, increased heart rate. The body has a lower oxygen rate when you are off in a plane. When elevation occurs, you're going to experience something because you are at higher heights and higher levels. There's a different level of wisdom. There's a different level of understanding. There's a different level of discernment. There's a different level of people. If you have never went to study out the eagle, do you know how the eagle deals with a snake or an enemy? The eagle never goes down to their level. What the eagle does is he grabs the snake by its talons and flies him up high because he knows that the snake was not designed to exist. Was not designed to exist at the level that the eagle was designed to exist. It was not to. So it doesn't go down to the snake's level and fights the snake at the face. You wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and rulers of darkness. So when you show up in love, or you don't cuss them out, or when you don't stoop to their level. When you make them come to your heights. At that height, the snake cannot handle the pressure. So the eagle doesn't go down to their level. It doesn't go down to their level. So in a season when you are learning to endure, it's not about the fixed reference point of the win, of the building, of the business. It is what is being developed in your character and what God sees for your next season. Let me just give you this. So as I'm sitting in the room and I name my salary, and this has been almost, 20 years ago when I first went to the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. It's almost 20 years ago. When I 10 years ago, 15 years ago, somewhere in 2008. That's when I think I was there. Yeah, almost. So when I get in there and name my salary, and I'm talking to my boss, my new boss, and I'm sitting there, and he calls over to the vice chancellor, Dr. Benjamin, of academic affairs, and he says, I have Miss Johnson here. And he calls her and he calls Dr. Orr, and he goes, hey, do you want to interview her? He's going according to protocol. But what God is about to do is operate according to favor and kingdom. He calls both of their offices, and they say, we trust your judgment. We don't need to talk to her. And where it looked like I was not in my destiny, where it looked like I was not walking in a purpose, where it looked like I was not in my assignment, what God was doing was creating something in me so that I would be prepared for the next season that I was supposed to walk in. So here we are in Bryan, Texas, and where I should be sad, or my son should be sad, because it looks like we lost. The Lord wakes me up and he goes, this is a win. Because even when Judah, 2 days before the last tournament, 2 days before we go to Richmond, Virginia, and I told you his coach fires him off the team, we stood still and the Lord fought for Judah. And the favor of God went before Judah. And it was so much bigger than the win. The increase that was given to Judah. I don't know who saw Judah yesterday, but I know he was exactly where he was supposed to be. I don't know who will see Judah today, but I know he's exactly where he's supposed to be. And can I tell you something? Because You are my Judah. Woo! Can I tell you something? Because if you connected to my life, you my Judah. Ooh, you my Judah. Because you have been waiting. And because it looks like you probably have felt like you have been losing, I promise you, this is a win. I promise you it is bigger than you have imagined. I promise you are being elevated. I promise you are being shifted into your next level. This is not what you think. You are my, because you are my Judah, because you are connected to my life. I got chills running up and down my back. You are my Judah, because you have been waiting. Because see, you don't understand how long Judah has been waiting. Ooh. See, they said Judah was a late bloomer. He was late in basketball, excellent in football, late in basketball. Ooh. Because you are my Judah. You are not delayed. You are not denied. What God has been doing is been preparing you for elevation, because the levels that you are called to walk with in elevated above the fixed reference point. I hear you, Lord. It's going to require more of you than you know. It's going to be quite, it's going to require more. It's going to require, it doesn't even matter the amount of time. What God is, listen, when I walked into what I walked into at the University of, I'm just telling, it don't matter the time. It don't matter the time. Listen, let me just give you the verse, Isaiah 40. Come on. And you don't elevate yourself. This is where you got to get out your way. This is not your talents. This is not your gift. When people tell me, when people start talking to me about, I knew this person. That's why a lot of times when you in a season for God to prove God, he say it. Yes, sir. I'm gonna say it. He ain't gonna let you. He's not gonna let your elevation come through somebody you knew or a connection, because what's going to happen is you're going to be able to give that person more credit. When people be talking about, I'm going to a network events, or you keep connected to relationships that no longer serve you purpose, or you be rubbing elbows with people, he ain't going to let it happen that way, because he don't want anybody else to be able to say they did this. When people start telling me it pays who you know, no, it pays who you know. When I walked into my opportunity at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, I didn't know anybody. They didn't know me. They didn't have my credentials. They didn't run reference checks. They didn't do background checks. They knew that I was supposed to be in the part. Many of you miss it trying to connect to people who don't even have what you need. Favor causes promotion and increase. Favor causes policies, rules, and regulations to be reversed to your advantage. Favor will put you in the place of kings. You don't need networks. You need the King of Glory. Come on, Isaiah 40. Man. I'm going to start with the 25th verse. It says, so who is like me? Ooh. And can I tell you something? There are some people that God don't even want them to be able to speak that they had something to do with your next. Because they'll never let you live it down. Thank you. Some of you have been hidden for a reason, so that people couldn't exploit your goodness. He says, so who is like me? Ooh, come on. Who is like me? Who is like me? So who is like me? He says, who holds a candle to me, says the Holy. He says, look at the night skies. Who do you think made all this? Who marches this army of stars out each night, counts them off, calls each by name, so magnificent so powerful, and never overlooks a single one. Why would you ever complain? Woo! If you didn't watch the devotional this week, you need to go back. We talked about murmuring and complaining. Why would you ever complain? When you are complaining, you are self-absorbed. And the only reason you are complaining is because you have not made God your fixed point. Woo! He says, who holds a candle to me? Look at the night skies. Who do you think made all this? Who marches the army of stars out each night, counts them off, calls each by name? So magnificent, so powerful, and never overlooks a single one. Why would you ever complain, O Jacob, or whine, Israel, saying, God has lost track of me. He doesn't care what happens to me. Want me to read it again? Why would you ever complain, O Jacob, or whine, Israel, saying, God has lost track of me. He doesn't care what happens to me. Don't you know anything? How I told you yesterday, it's an oxymoron for God to forget about his creation. It's an oxymoron. It's ridiculous for you to think that God would forget about you, your circumstance, your situation, your promises. The promises of God are yes and amen. How could God forget about what he planned out already? The Lord has a plan for you. You just got to get in his plan. At this point, it's about your surrender. He says, don't you know anything? Haven't you been listening? God doesn't come and go. God lasts. He's creator of all you can see or imagine. He doesn't get tired out. He doesn't pause to catch his breath, and he knows everything inside out. God knows you inside out. God knows when you're ready for the next level. God knows when you're ready for the next season. God knows when you're ready for promotion. Can I tell you something about stewardship? This is when I mentor people financially. This is one of the things. Oh, by the way, July 26th, we will be having another financial conversation, right? We'll be having another financial conversation. I'm going to place the flyer on the wall. July 26th in Little Rock, back at the coffee shop with Ask Victoria. Go find her, go get registered. Man, we're going to have another financial conversation. When I started mentoring people in finances, the biggest thing I start talking to them about is their stewardship at this level. Part of the problem is most people don't steward at the level that they're supposed to steward at. And then they're frustrated to see why they can't see the increase. Well, the reason that you're not seeing the increase that you're supposed to walk into, God has given you a hint of the level of wealth that you're supposed to have in your life. The problem is most people don't operate according to the level that they're at. So when they start looking for God to increase their portion, he can't increase your portion or he will be wasteful to kingdom. He knows what you're ready to handle when you're ready to handle it, because what he does is he watches your behavior with what he gives you on every level. So Edward, no, he's not going to put you in your promise prematurely, because if he puts you in your promise prematurely, he knows what you're going to do with it. He doesn't have time to waste kingdom. That's why some of y'all have been on repeat tests with your finances, because your stewardship is an issue. And because you don't properly steward and you justify why you spend your money, even if it's stuff with your kids and everything else, you wind up in the same cycles in the same place. And then you're trying to figure out why your business won't grow. And your problem is your stewardship, how you handle what he gave you. It's not that he's not going to give you more. He's just not going to give you more when he knows you can't handle what he gave you now. You're not. And what he does at this level where it's not too overwhelming, because we put ourselves in some of the debts and things. I'm not ever telling you that God won't tell you to finance something. That's not what I'm telling you. But if he tells you to finance it, he's going to pay it, and you're going to owe no man nothing but to love him. But I'm telling you, your stewardship for relationships. It's not talking about finances. Your stewardship of relationships. So you end up in these continuous cycles. And then when it gets tight, you stop giving. I don't know who does that and why. When it gets tight, you stop giving. When it's your seed that's going to bring the increase. There's a recipe to kingdom that people will not work. And then they upset with God. But it's not. It's you. Because God going to provide. He's always said he was a good provider. If you go over there somewhere in Corinthians, it talks about how he goes above and beyond those that participate in kingdom works. But then you enter into the same cycle because you won't really trust him with your money. Or you enter the same cycle in relationships because you really won't trust him with your relationships. You keep operating in your relationships the same way, and then you trying to figure out why your relationships are not getting more healthy, but it's because you don't have proper stewardship in your relationship. You want a man, you want a wife, right? But you don't even properly know how to handle your kids, or you don't even know how to properly handle the people that he has around you. How you gonna love something else when your love walk is already challenging the relationships you have? How he gonna add somebody else to you? Unless they finna be your Jose to your Gomer. Cause so God is not biased. He's just kingdom. God is not biased. He's just kingdom. God is not biased. He's just kingdom. And kingdom doesn't look like this standard or this expectation or this fixed reference point of what you have. It says God doesn't come and go, God lasts. He's a creator of all you can see or imagine. He doesn't get tired, doesn't pause to catch his breath. And he knows everything inside out. He knows you. He knows you. He knows you inside and out. He says he energizes. He energizes. He energizes. My God, thank you for this. He says he energizes those who get tired. He gives fresh strength to drop out. For even young people tire and drop out. Young folk in their prime stumble and fall. Here is what I'm getting to about your elevation and about your increase. But those, because I told you, you are my Judah. Thank you, Edward. You are my Judah. You have been waiting. I know this. I know that this is why you are connected to my life, because of the weight that you have been in. And because part of my assignment on this earth is to push, propel, encourage, motivate you to give birth, to move, to grasp understanding that it's not falling apart, to hope, to deal hope, to keep you encouraged. That's part of my assignment. I know that you are my Judah. I know you are connected because you have been waiting. I know you are here because you have been waiting. I know you are here because there are some things that you need to see God happen to have in your life. I know that's why you connected to my life. He sent me so that I could deal you hope, so that you wouldn't get weary and well-doing and give up and faint at the time that you are about to reap. No, I'm here to push you into purpose. I'm here so that you can stand, to remind you that while you are waiting, he is building something in you for your next level. It is not falling apart. It is falling together. You need to put that in your notes. It is not falling apart. It's falling together. It's not falling apart. It is falling together. It is not falling apart. It is falling together. It is not falling apart. It's falling together. There are just ways he handled things according to kingdom so that it can flow according to kingdom. And then your job is to trust, obey, and surrender. Some of y'all ain't moved into your next level of your destiny because you won't surrender. You're still trying to do it your way. You won't trust and obey. You got one foot in and one foot out. That ain't going to work either. That's lukewarm. And when Laodicea was lukewarm, he said, I'm going to spit you out my mouth. I need you hot or I need you cold. I need you hot or I need you cold. I need you hot or I need you cold, but I don't need you in the middle. I don't need you on the line, trusting yourself and trusting. I need you to trust me completely and totally. I need you to surrender to this thing, surrender to my way, surrender to my process. If it means you got to let something go in this season, let it go. If it's designed and assigned to your purpose, it's coming back when it needs to come back. It's not falling apart, it's falling together. There are parts and facets of you that cannot go into this season. There are things that have to fall apart, fall off of you before you cross over. There are people that cannot be connected to your destiny, and there are people that will come later. It's not falling apart, it's falling together. He said, but those who wait upon God, not waiting on you, not waiting on a man, not waiting on a person. I'm waiting on, what are you waiting on? Why you ain't married yet? I'm waiting on God. Woo! When you get that kind of revelation, why you ain't married yet? I'm waiting on God. Woo! And then I make him the object of my affection. Why you not married yet? I'm waiting on God. He has something spectacular planned for me. Ooh, why your business ain't blew up yet? I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on God. And what may seem barren and what may seem like it's not moving, it's moving. It just may not be moving in the direction that you think it needs to move. It may be building momentum so that you can soar. It may be building momentum so you can endure. It may be building momentum so you can stretch. Why you ain't you've been doing this LMJ for almost 10 years. Why you ain't got 1 million people following your page? I'm waiting on God. When I first came into ministry, I received a prophetic word. Can I share this? I received a prophetic word that my name will be known like Joyce Meyer. Like your name will be known. And then when I was speaking certain places, different people would come in and be like, oh my gosh, you're no different than Joyce Meyer. And if I had let that word fall to the ground and I had let that word be my focus, instead of making God my focus, I would have got trapped into the trap of what other people have gotten into, of trying to make things happen for itself. But I know that everything that's supposed to happen in this ministry and this time will happen in this due season. I'm not behind. I'm not delayed. I'm not out of whack. The devil is not hindering or preventing me. He cannot stop what belongs to me. He cannot stop what's for me. He cannot stop what's happening for me. He can't. I'm waiting on God. I'm waiting on God. Because every promise of him is yes and amen. He does not lie. He's not a God that he shall lie. I ain't seen it in my finances yet, but I'm waiting on God. Because he said he shall supply all my needs according to his riches and glory. Woo! The doctor's report hasn't changed much. It's okay. I'm waiting on God. Because he said, by his stripes I am healed. Ooh. My marriage has yet not to happen. It's okay. I'm waiting on God. Because he said, God didn't meant for man to be alone, that he would make me a suitable helper. Ooh. So while I'm waiting, he's creating me to be the help me that I'm supposed to be. I'm waiting on God. He said, but those who wait upon God get fresh strength. Ooh. Lord, I thank you for fresh strength over your people today. They spread their wings and soar like eagles. They run and don't get tired. They walk and don't lag behind. So let me tell you something. In this season, and this season hasn't come to an end. My mom even reminded me yesterday, the other day she called me. She said, you told me you was getting ready to be traveling. You just didn't know it was for your son. She hadn't even heard the devotional. She hadn't heard the testimony. She said, you told me you was getting ready to be traveling. She said, man, y'all on the road. She said, man, you told me you was getting ready to be traveling. She said, but you didn't. She said, you didn't know it would be for your son. The assignment to serve my son was so important in this season. My nights have been late. My road trips have been long. I don't know where the resources have come from, but they have come. I don't know how I feel younger than I'll be 52 this year. If y'all saw the way I moved around and got around, it is nothing but God's supernatural strength of provision for this season. I feel so good physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually because I've been waiting on God. I've been waiting on God. Like I've been waiting on God. And he strengthened me. I remember my last season was quiet. He started having me remove things. He started having me rest more. He started having me walk and get in shape so that when I tapped into this season, I could endure and I wouldn't give out. I have driven endless hours, most of the time by myself, gotten on planes, gotten to hotels, man, but I've had every bit of provision, spirit, soul, and body that I needed for this season. It's the same thing he's doing for you. So when I shifted in the season to serve my son, everything was already awaiting my obedience. Hot Springs was not just a move for Judah. Hot Springs was for my next level that goes beyond my fixed reference point. It is not about where I live. It is about my destiny in faith that demonstrates to the world. The point of this devotional is so that you can see my up close and personal relationship with God so that I can hand you keys and hand you tools in the kingdom. And then you choose to use them wherever you go. Yep, out to meet the shift. So while you are waiting on God. And God is enough. And God has enough. And God will supply. And God will do exceedingly abundantly above. So as you elevate and increase in this season, because you are my Judah, you have been waiting your turn. God is going to go above and beyond your fixed reference point. Woo! Don't you focus on what you think is so that you can become and be. I love you. Ooh. I love you. 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 But God loves you so much more. Man, nothing lacking, nothing broken, and nothing missing in this season. You are entering, yeah, I'm going to say it, into the shalom of God. Woo! And they that wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. I see y'all Monday. Yeah. It was funny because usually when I travel, I don't go live. He's like, no, I need you to do the devotional this week. And I understand why now today. I know fresh revelation, fresh word. I was like, man, normally I don't travel. I don't take my equipment with me. So I don't have my lights. And he was like, no, I need you to get on the word. I need you to deliver this word. And we'll be back Monday. I'll be back on here Monday because there is something that he is doing for us in this season. Man, thank you. Man, I'm waiting on God. I'll see y'all back Monday if the Lord places it on your heart to connect to this ministry. Financially, you can go to the website lmjministries.org and it'll show you all the ways to connect. We have Ornate Serves as our Women in Business partner this month. And I'm going to drop some things and share some things about their business probably Monday. But I want you to go follow them on Instagram. what God has done through this ministry to elevate women in business is so powerful. So we partnered with them, help them create their logo. It's just so much this ministry does. So I'm excited to introduce to you a new woman in business this week. I love you. God loves you. I love you. I'll see you Monday at 6 a.m. Love, peace, and blessings. Man, thank you. Man, I'm waiting on God.